Let's return to the announcement of an agreement between Israel and Hamas on the first phase of a peace deal in Gaza. There are hopes it will lead to an influx of much-needed aid into the enclave. Bushra Khalidi is Oxfam's policy lead, and she joins us now from Ramallah in the West Bank. Now, Bushra, what has the reaction been in the West Bank there?
Hi, thank you for having me. I think everybody is just waiting on their tiptoes for the formal, announcement by Israel. We haven't seen that, I think, come through yet. And I think people are just holding their breaths because we've been, promised ceasefire for too long now, and we had a ceasefire and it broke. So I think people are really holding their breaths. But honestly, I can't contain my joy today. I have family in Gaza, and it's been, we're just very happy, and hopefully something permanent, and hopefully we're not going to be tortured with a resumption of Israel's assault onto Gaza.
Clearly an emotional time for you, Bushra. Now, is there hope among the people that this peace deal could see the beginning of the end of the war in Gaza?
Well, there's a lot that must happen before the end. It's not just about Gaza. I live under Israeli military occupation. So there's a ceasefire. It means the bombs have stopped. So that's the most important and the most urgent. But a lot has to happen for an end to genocide. There needs to be accountability for all of the crimes that have been perpetrated in the last 2 years. We have seen some of the most horrific images. There have been, the population of Gaza has been forcibly starved. So we cannot forget what happened in the last 2 years. And there's not going to be any kind of end unless there's accountability, unless there's an end to the cycles of violence, unless there's an end to the impunity. Unless there's an end to all of these, the crimes being held accountable and through the right mechanism. So that's the end for us. But it is a pause that will allow us to kind of breathe and recoup, and definitely gives us a lot of hope.
Now, what does the future look like for Palestinians as the 20-point peace plan comes into play?
Well, again, I think that the path forward, one, has to be led by Palestinians. We should be able to choose, how we lead the future, and this future needs to be rooted in the fulfillment of our fundamental rights. I need to have the freedom to move wherever I need and want. I need to be able to go to Gaza and travel and see my family if I want to, and they should be able to come and see me in the West Bank. That's not the case because of Israel's occupation. I need to be able to have running water all the time and control over our water resources, which we don't because it's under Israeli occupation. So we need a restoration of the foundations of daily life. We need to rebuild the shattered communities, and we need to offer pathways to healing and hope that go, hand in hand with Palestinians' right to self-determination, with Palestinians at the center of rebuilding their governance and their structures in Gaza and in the rest of Palestine. And we should be able to shape our own future across all of the occupied territory. So a lot has to happen, but I think I'm definitely very much hopeful.
What will this peace agreement mean for the entry of humanitarian aid into the Strip?
So it's not exactly clear what has been agreed yet. I have not seen the details of the access to humanitarian aid. But of course, from our perspective, all of the crossings should be open. Aid and commercial goods should be flowing freely and at scale, at unbelievable scale. The needs are undescribable, and to every corner of the Strip. People should be allowed to return to their homes if it's still standing or near their homes, and so there should be aid everywhere. And I think humanitarian efforts need to be led by the United Nations that have been coordinating the response for the last 2 years, and there needs to be a scale of everything: fuel, water, food, especially repair materials that have been or the majority of which is considered dual use and prevented by Israel from entering Gaza. So, we don't know what that's going to look like. So that's why I think we're still holding our breaths.
Can I dig deeper into the scale? Is Oxfam preparing to scale up aid, and what will the priorities be in the first days of a ceasefire?
Well, again, I think, it depends, right? We've been here before. We've been at the ceasefire, and then it broke, and then we had to kind of readapt and reshift, and so we have contingency plans. All of our organizations have contingency plans for ceasefire. We've been here and we've done it twice now in the last 2 years. So we basically, I think in the first phase, it's really assessing how much we're able to enter, so that we don't have goods blocked, because we still have goods blocked into Gaza. I mean, since March, we've not been able to enter anything. We also have a looming registration process over us. We don't have any news on that, and it's likely that Israel may, deregister many of our respective organizations. So that's what we're still facing. So again, a ceasefire does not mean an end. It's only the beginning, and there's a long, long road to go. But it would look like a scale up of, for us, it would be water and sanitation mostly, and agriculture. So if we're able to look at what we can rehabilitate in terms of farmland and what we can repair in very early stages of recovery of water and sanitation kind of infrastructure, I think those will be the two focus areas for us, but as well as, water trucking and the food distributions through the coordination of the UN and what the first needs are and who is best placed to meet those needs.
Bushra Khalidi, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.